Well, good morning and welcome to this week's edition of the Dirt Church Devotional. I'm Brandon Hollis. Have you ever sat there and thought, this world has just got crazy? I mean, it has just got plain nutty. I was driving the other day, I was driving along, and I'm thinking while I'm driving, I'm thinking about the political landscape, all the goofy stuff that's going on, and I was thinking to myself, I really miss the 80s. I grew up in the 80s when you knew who your enemies were. You knew that the commies were the bad guys. There was no doubt about it. There was a lot of pro-American stuff. We were patriots. All the movies were pro-American. We were patriots, proud to be American. And things have changed these days. And while I was driving and thinking about that, as I often do, I was talking to the Lord. And now, don't get me wrong, I wasn't complaining. At least I didn't think I was complaining. But I was telling the Lord, I said, I really didn't want to live in a day like today. I didn't want to be around in a time where America's getting weak and in a time where people are just being nutty, not sure what bathroom they should use and what's right and what's wrong. I really miss the 80s, Lord. And in that moment, he gave me a picture. He showed me, you might say, a little video clip or whatever, of like a 5-year-old kid stomping his feet and saying, "I didn't ask to be born." I thought, well, Lord, I really wasn't complaining, but I see your point. Yeah, I didn't ask to be born. And as I thought about that, and I thought about the annoying little kid that would stomp his feet like that, I began to remember a few things. Acts chapter 17, verse 26 says this: God has determined the exact times and places where men must live. You see, I firmly believe that God doesn't make mistakes. I really believe that Adam was put here at the right time as the first man. I believe that Jesus came at just the right time. I believe that Paul walked the earth at the right time. I believe that I'm here at the right time. I believe you're here at the right time. We weren't born 100 years too late or 50 years too late or a decade early. We were born at just the right time. Now, I also believe that Jesus is coming again soon, and that I have a responsibility to reach as many people with the good news of forgiveness and grace and peace and mercy. And you do too as a believer. There's another passage in the Bible back in the book of Esther. Esther was a queen at a really hard time. And people were trying to wipe out the Jews, and her uncle Mordecai took her aside and told her, "Hey, isn't it possible you were born for such a time as this?" You see, my friends, as I said, God doesn't make a mistake. You might not like what's going on in the world today. You may think it's frustrating and it's just nutty beyond all belief. But if you trust God and if you believe that He doesn't make any mistakes, now that's pretty foundational. We've got to believe that God is solid and doesn't make any mistakes. If you believe He doesn't make any mistakes, then you're not a mistake. And the fact that you're here now isn't a mistake. And all we got to do is stop our little temper tantrums, stop our whining and our complaining, and say, "Lord, here I am. What would you have for me to do today?" Now I want you to take that, think about it, do something about it. Let's fulfill all that God has for us. Now, you have a great day. We'll talk to you next time.